All right, so let me ask you this, right? Have you recently either been on, Guitar Center, Musician Friend, all that stuff, trying to buy music gear, and then you've seen how expensive it's gotten? I mean, we're talking new MIDI controller, audio interface, plugins, things of that nature, right? Like, you look at your bank account, and you're just like, thought I could have got this last week, and now all of a sudden, it's super expensive, right? You're not by yourself. The economy right now is super high, and it's hitting music producers in their pockets, especially independent artists, right? So today, when I thought about this topic, I wanted to dive in, and I'm going to break down what it is that you're actually going to need, because I know that it can feel like it's out of reach, but it actually is obtainable. So you guys keep it locked. Stay tuned. All right, so right now, honestly, we are dealing with inflation. We're dealing with higher rate sales. We're dealing with, even just the cost of living, right? So basically, in plain English, this is what that means. Everything is going to cost more, but your income probably is not going to go up. And rent is going up, groceries is going up, gas is going up. Gas is crazy right now. I know in California, it's like astronomical prices, right? So we all understand that everything is going up, but even though you might think about music gear, either your MIDI controller or a groove box like a Kai, MPC, or even a machine, right? When you look at that, you're like, okay, your money is already at a certain limit, and it's always, already stretched thin. So you don't want to go and try to get the most expensive thing that's out there. You can get the most basic thing and still have a awesome music production experience, right? Here's where it hits producers directly. Music gear, literally, it just isn't affected by the inflation. It gets to be hit more at multiple angles. And so we're talking about manufacturing costs. Companies are paying more for materials, which means that the shipping, the labor, all that type of stuff, you can name it. They're going to pass the cost on to you. So it's literally going to be directly hit towards you. So as the consumer, that's why the actual price of everything seems to be going up. Even with software prices, right? The software prices have different models. So a lot of plugins, a lot of DAWs, they're moving towards the subscription-based model so that they can try to recoup some of that back instead of like the one-time purchase of what we're so used to. And for me, I've never been a subscription, based type person. I like to have perpetual licenses, and that's what that is. Literally, you buy it one time, it's yours. But now everything's kind of going towards subscription-based model. So literally, instead of paying that one-time, fee, you're paying every month. Just the cost in that alone, is just crazy. So globally, the currency and the supply chain issues with shipment and things like that, it's a lot of gear that will, cost more because it's made overseas. That's literally just a reality check on why everything is just going up, right? But here's the truth that a lot of people, really don't like to talk about. The fact that being a music producer like right now is more expensive than ever. Even with doing reviews, I'm noticing the downtrend on YouTube and how people are just like, I have real life things going on. I really honestly don't have the time to try to save up like, we did back in the day. And then, 2-3 days later, the price just skyrockets. It goes up. And streaming payouts are low. Sync placements are very competitive because now you have a lot of people who aren't selling music anymore. So they're looking for more lucrative opportunities to try to make that money back. So sync licensing is one of those things. Even myself, I've been looking and diving into trying to gain that audience, and it's super competitive. Just crowded. Like everybody is a producer, everybody's a beat maker, everybody's doing tutorials. You don't need to add additional tools to, be better at, making music, or you don't have to have the money to get them. I know that sounds crazy, right? But you have a lot of things already in your arsenal, I believe, that you can use to be the best producer, and I'm going to show you how. This is what I call a psychological trap, right? You limit the time sales, you need this plugin, the industry standard sound, all those type of, things and words that are said. It puts you in this box of like, I gotta have the newest thing. I have to get it because everybody has it. It makes you feel this extreme pressure, right? And then you start to say, well, I need that plugin because this person has it, they're using it, and they're making great music, but then it will make you feel like it'll make your beats better, when in actuality, it doesn't. Most of the time, it's not your gear that's holding you back. It's a lot of times if you just learning actual ways and what you already have to utilize and make the best of those situations. Now, here's what you can do instead of trying to buy the most latest gear. Like, I guarantee you already have something in your arsenal that you can use that will make you the best producer in your genre. I'm gonna give you, let's say 5 tips, right? First tip is max out what you already have. Period. Your DAW, you probably, it's way more powerful than you expect. You just haven't dug in enough to master the actual DAW that you already have. And I guarantee you, especially with all the DAWs that's out, you gotta learn the DAW so that you can maximize the best potential output of music that you have. And a lot of times they come with VSTs and plugins and things of that nature. So you want to utilize what those have and what they can give you for the best benefit. And then of course, if you can't, then that's when you go to start saying, okay, I need to get 1, 2, or a la carte, as I call them, items. But maximize your actual DAW. Learn it deeply. Number 2, stop chasing every new plugin that comes out. And I know that sounds crazy coming from me, right? Because I'm doing the reviews. But the reason why I do the reviews is because I want you guys to see what's out, give you the option and the opportunity to decide if that's something that would help benefit you. But every new DAW, every new software, or every new plugin that comes out, you guys don't need it. Focus on a core set of actual tools and then master them. Number 3, look for free and low costing alternatives. A lot of people sleep on the free plugins. Like, even free DAWs are out now, right? If you don't have a DAW where you can use the money to buy and then you don't have free plugins, there are a lot of free plugins that you can use that will, substitute the exact, I'll say, original that's out there. And if you go look on the channel, I have plenty of those that you can look at and, use those. And I only put free ones that I would use myself. So definitely know that there's always alternatives to the new plugins that come out, or it's even ones where you can use that's already associated with the DAW that will give you the same effect. Number 4, buy used or even wait for real sales. Don't fall for the fake urgency. Now, again, a lot of content creators are not going to say that, especially the ones that are affiliated like myself, and they know that we get a small percentage of that actual sale, right? Just know that deals, they always come. Always shoot for the deals that come first, especially if you feel like you need to get that actual, thing that would benefit your actual use. Just know that it's always deals out, it's always places, and there's always free alternatives to those. But then you have sometimes where you just have to invest. So that's number 5. Invest in skills over your gear. Sometimes sound selection and arrangement and mixing, those matter way more than having the latest plugin. And a lot of times people get so caught up in the misconception of better gear, better sound, better music. And that's always a bad one right there. So understand, learning all those 5 preset skills right there are definitely going to help you in, having better music, but at the same time, knowing exactly what you need in order to be better. The best time I've made something has came because I was limited in what I had. It wasn't because I had all the gear. It's because I didn't have the gear, because I had to use what I had. And, that's what made the music and the learning and the capability of being a better producer a lot better, because I was limited in that. So sometimes having more is not good. Having less is better. You don't need the money, or you don't need the most expensive setup in order to make something powerful. And that's one reason why I'm saying, look at it from that standpoint. You don't have to have all of the greatest, best, newest thing out and think that that's what makes your music better. If this hit home right now, let me know. Drop a like, drop a sub if you guys haven't, if you're new to the channel. Appreciate you guys coming to check out the video. But that's just one thing that I wanted to kind of throw out there. Because a lot of times, especially in this, niche and being a music producer, a lot of people get caught up in the hype of things, and they really don't understand that less is more. Less is more. So, you know, I appreciate you guys for coming through, and thank you so much. Like I said, at the end of this year, hopefully we hit 10,000. Should be, but even so, still, if it doesn't, I'm still happy. I'm still good. I appreciate the fam that is here doing what you do best. So another one done, another one in the books. You guys already know who it is. It is your boy Thesis. Peace.